There is a subtle yet constant echo in the background of our lives, a whisper that urges us to improve, to evolve, to become better. And if we listen too closely to this outside noise, it can plant a seed of doubt within our soul, a painful thought that tells us, I am broken. But what if this was never your truth? What if the fragments of your being that you have tried so desperately to fix are in fact the very constellations that form your greatest power? This feeling of being fractured often begins in the sacred space we first call home. Before the world imparts its wisdom upon us, our family shapes our universe. They are our first society, the first mirror reflecting our existence. Perhaps you were born to parents who were still children themselves, forcing you to step into adulthood far too soon. Perhaps you grew beside a sibling who cast a long shadow, teaching you to shrink your own light. Or maybe you were a soul adrift in the middle, unseen, unheard, striving to carve a space for your own essence. These initial roles are the threads that begin to weave the tapestry of our lives, and if we do not learn to see the pattern, we are destined to weave it over and over again. Today, we begin a journey to challenge the illusion that you are a problem in need of a solution. This is the first step toward understanding why you cannot escape the beautiful truth of who you are and how embracing the parts of you that your family taught you to hide is the only true path to embodying your unapologetic, powerful, and authentic self. We have been taught to see ourselves as fragile, as vessels that can be shattered by the storms of life. But a more resonant truth is found in the wisdom of a tree. A young sapling, in its quest for light, will bend and twist its form around a larger tree that blocks the sun. It is not a broken tree, it is an adapted tree. It has done what was necessary for its own survival. Our families are our first ecosystem. To receive the light, the love, the attention, the safety that our soul requires, we adapt. We intuitively learn which aspects of our being are welcomed and which must be cast into shadow. Here we can introduce a new truth, your incurable likeness. This means that in many ways you are a reflection of your lineage. You carry their light and their shadows. And yet you are also incurably you. You are a singular, unrepeatable expression of the cosmos, and this divine individuality can never be cured or fixed. Your so-called flaws, your unique rhythms, the story etched into your soul, these are not errors in your design, they are adaptations. The wound is not that you are broken, the wound is the belief that you had to become someone else to be worthy of love. The path forward is not to erase the past, but to understand how those early adaptations shaped the beautiful complexity of who you are now. As the psychiatrist Carl Jung illuminated, but no matter how much parents and grandparents may have sinned against the child, the man who is really adult will accept these sins as his own condition, which has to be reckoned with. If we are not truly broken, why does this feeling resonate so deeply within our bones? The vibration of this feeling often emanates from the roles we were guided to play within our family structure. In the language of psychology, this is where we begin to form what Jung called the shadow. The shadow is the vast hidden landscape of our inner world, the realm where we place all the parts of ourselves we have deemed unacceptable. It is, in his words, the thing a person has no wish to be. Our family is the first compass that shows us what to hide. To belong, to feel safe, we create a persona, a mask crafted for the world. This is the good child, the responsible one, the peacemaker. The shadow, in turn, holds the energies that do not fit this accepted role. If your parents were lost in their own immaturity, your own need for joyful play might have been relegated to the shadow so you could become the little adult. If a sibling's energy dominated your home, your own desire to shine may have been hidden away. This creates a deep schism within our being. But the energies we suppress do not simply vanish, as Jung so wisely stated. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. In other words, until you illuminate the role you were taught to play, you will unconsciously recreate its dynamics in your friendships, your work, and your sacred unions, and you may call it misfortune. Jung also observed, the greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. We often find ourselves unconsciously carrying the frequency of their deferred dreams or the repressed parts of their own being that they cast into their shadows. This internal conflict is what generates the painful feeling of being broken. So, how do we bring harmony to this inner world? The answer is not to conquer the shadow, but to integrate it. This is the sacred practice of shadow work. It is the process of turning to face this inner landscape, not with judgment, but with profound curiosity. It is the journey of making the unconscious conscious. Jung believed knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. This sacred work begins with gentle awareness, viewed through the lens of your family. Observe the emotional currents that move through you. When you feel a powerful judgment arise toward another, pause and ask with compassion, who from my past does this person's energy remind me of? What role was I asked to play when they embodied this energy? Next, listen to the whispers of your own language. Notice the moments you declare, I would never be that way. These absolute statements often guard the gateways to our shadow. Ask yourself, was I taught that this energy was unacceptable in my family? This gentle curiosity opens a portal to true self-realization. From this space, you can practice mindful self-communion. When a forbidden energy like anger or envy arises, instead of pushing it away, simply acknowledge its presence. You can say to your soul, I am noticing the energy of anger, even though I was always the family peacemaker. This creates a sacred space to witness the feeling without becoming lost in its storm. A powerful tool for this journey is a shadow journal, using prompts that focus on your origins. Inquire within, what was I afraid to show my parents? Or, what energies in my siblings still cause a ripple in my own being, and why? The purpose is not to assign blame, but to bring all of your hidden facets into the loving light of your own awareness. As Jung taught, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. This path of inner awakening leads us back to the profound truth of being incurably you. When you embrace this essence, you release the need to treat yourself as a perpetual project that needs fixing. You are not broken. You are a complex, cosmic being who adapted to survive, and therein lies your divine power. True authenticity is not simply presenting your most polished self to the world. It is the courage to embrace the totality of your being, including the parts you were taught to hide to maintain harmony in your family. When you integrate your shadow, you naturally cultivate a deeper compassion for others because you recognize their hidden landscapes mirror your own. The aspects of yourself that your family may have labeled as weaknesses blossom into your most profound strengths. Your oversensitivity is not a flaw, it is the source of your divine empathy. Your stubbornness is not a problem, it is the wellspring of your unshakable determination. Your anger, once understood, is not merely destructive. It is a sacred signal that a boundary has been crossed, a boundary that was likely dishonored in your youth. To live this way is an act of profound courage. It is choosing self-acceptance in a world that often profits from your self-doubt. It is understanding that you are not a before and after picture. You are an ever-unfolding universe. As Jung reminded us, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The journey of self-acceptance is a lifelong pilgrimage. It is the slow, sacred, and steady process of turning toward yourself with infinite compassion again and again. You are not a problem to be solved. You are a universe to be known in all of your messy, beautiful, incurable complexity. This is the very first offering from our channel, the beginning of a path we wish to walk with you. If this message resonated with the vibration of your own soul, we invite you to share its light by liking the video and subscribing to our channel. We are co-creating a space for deeper explorations into these truths, and we would be honored for you to join our journey. And now we invite you to share your wisdom. What is one role you played within your family that you are now beginning to see through a new lens of understanding? Share your reflections in the comments below. Let us create a sanctuary of acceptance right here together. Remember the wisdom of Jung. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. You are not broken. You are simply and incurably you. And that is, and always has been, more than enough.